Appreciate you guys coming out. Obviously disappointed, and I really don't know how I feel about the game. It's just such an I don't know, strange situation, unorthodox. Trying to prep for this opportunity. I don't really know how I feel about our kids right now, other than I do appreciate their effort. They're tired, extremely tired. And, we're one of the last teams to, I think us in Missouri, the only two that haven't had a bye yet. And then obviously with Tani's injury, it's forced a lot more minutes on a lot of our kids. And you can just tell, tonight we were a step slow to the basketball. We got our hands on some basketballs that we normally grab. And in a game like this, you have to have some winning plays. We've had 3 straight games where we've gone into the fourth quarter, I think down one possession. And we just run out of gas, and we don't make those plays. But we're close. We're close, and it's a long season. Sometimes you have to shift your immediate goals and just try to get better, and that's what we'll do. And we get a long awaited break, so we can get a little bit of time to practice and try to get healthy.
We'll just take a few so we can get y'all out of here. Go ahead when you're ready, Phoenix.
Coach, you talked about being close and trying to change immediate goals. Just what does that mean for your team right now?
Well, we can't lose confidence in who we are. What we've had to do the last 6 games is we've essentially had to try to hold on. It's nothing that we've been able to build upon. Obviously, Tiani's a big part of what we do. And just knowing that there is a possibility that she could come back, it kind of changes your mindset. So there's a lot of parity in this league. I think the team that wins the conference is probably going to have 3 losses. So we've dug ourselves a hole. We're going to have to go out and what you call steal a few. But I think the main thing is just to really, just get our confidence back and understand who we can be and who we are. And, a few possessions here or there, and, the whole complexion of our season, our moment is different.
Hey, Coach, we saw Clara go down in the 4th and didn't come back in the game. I know it's just happened, but do you have anything new that you can tell us about?
I don't. And I wanted to protect her from herself. She's tired, and, when she plays 36 minutes or whatever it was on Thursday night, and then you come and yesterday was supposed to be her, her rest day, treatment day. Today we were going to just try to get some of the kinks out and then be able to practice tomorrow. I think it's unfair to the kids that we've had to move the game up. That's my opinion, my opinion alone. And so, watching her out there, she has tears because she's tired. And so I just felt like it was my responsibility to protect her from herself. I don't know how she is right now. And again, you play a game, a quick turnaround like this, and you got to guard against situations like that.
Coach, you talked about the game getting moved up. I just wanted to maybe get some details on how that even works. Have you put any input into it, and when did you find out that the game was being moved?
I have no idea how it works. I had no input on what it was. My sole purpose is to protect our kids, and I know that bouncing off of a game like we had on Thursday would be extremely difficult to almost impossible to get ready for a game this quick. So probably at about 11 o'clock yesterday, I was watching film to get ready to try to put Tennessee to rest with some film, and then we were told that we had to play the game today. And so we had to quickly shift and try to prepare, and probably as unprepared going into a game as I've ever been, because other than one game when we played in COVID when they switched our opponent on us. But I had no input, zero, zilch, so I don't know what went into the decision and how it was made.
Coach, I was listening to the pregame show with Darren, and it sounded like you're pretty optimistic about how Tiani's progressing.
Yeah, we are, and obviously there's so much optimism surrounding it compared to what I saw when she went down. The day when I went down there and saw it's like half her body was going one way and half of the other. That's an exaggeration, but that's just what it looked like. And you think of the worst, and so obviously her situation, she avoided surgery. She didn't need surgery, and she's been coming back. She's been doing some drills and shooting and stuff like that. And so we're obviously going to take it as slow as possible to make sure that she's there for the long haul. But there is optimism, especially considering where we were 3 weeks ago from today, or yes, tomorrow.
Just a couple more.
Coach, what's the message to the team heading into this long week break y'all got before
Well,
Arkansas?
it's much needed. It's much needed. You know, as I mentioned before, you know, we're us in Missouri. I think we're the only two teams in the SEC who have not gotten a bye yet, and so they need rest. And there's I'm not giving up on them. Nobody's giving up on them. We're not giving up on each other. We're right there. We're not getting blown out by 35, and you got to figure it out. Like I mentioned before, we're one possession games going into the fourth. We just got to figure out how to make the winning plays, and then everybody and hopefully if we can become whole, then we can settle into our roles. And right now we had to be out of character a little bit. I'm watching Clara, and she's forcing because she feels like she has to in Tiani's absence. Jordan is having to step up, move over a seat. Everyone's had to do that, and we've missed Tiani's leadership. I think one of the things I said to the team after the game is that Tiani's a leader, and I think she's going to have a really good perspective, being able to sit back and watch, and then being able to put her spin on everything. She's our most vocal player, and when she's able to come back, she's going to be able to lead the huddles, lead everything, and I think that we'll be able to get back on track.
Final question?
Coach, just maybe wanted to get your thoughts. With Tani being out, you've seen KK and Lexi play a little bit more. Lexi did all right, I would say, against Tennessee. KK did all right today. Just wanted to hear your thoughts of the two main bench contributors for your team right now.
Because we moved the game up a day, I have not been able to watch film on Tennessee to see if Lexi did okay or anything like that. But I know they're going to have to continue to get better, and it's not about the actual stats. It's like, okay, can they help us with the scheme? Can they give us good solid minutes so that we can rest some of the other players? And so they've been a little bit sporadic in doing that, and we need a little bit more consistency in that area. And if they can do that, then it helps out. KK, I know for a fact she made a couple of shots tonight, but I know for a fact that there were a couple of plays on the defensive end that she was supposed to be somewhere different, and that's just part of being a freshman. So obviously, having Tiani out, it does limit our bench, and hopefully we can get back to a rotation where everyone's comfortable.
Thank you all.
Thank you.